Back. We are back. All right. We are back for episode 3. Episode 3, y'all.
Episode 3. Listen, thank you everybody for tuning in to our podcast, man. We want to say welcome again. Everyone listening and watching right now, we about to get it in.
Yeah.
About to get it in.
About to get it in. All right. First up, we're going to talk about cigars, all right? As you know, it's the cigar room, so we try to step outside our box. With me, I told you already in season 1, but episode 1, my go-to, which is Java Drew Estates. And right now, I'm gonna try to step out of my box and try to do this Red Dragon Gurkhas. All right, the Red Dragon Gurkha. We're gonna see what it's talking about. What you smoking on, man?
I'm not gonna lie. This was waiting on me when I got here. To be honest with you, took the wrapper off right there. I don't even know which one.
Tibet.
Mr. Tibet. I think I've had one in the past. It's a good smoke, good mouth again. Yep. So that's what I'm smoking on. I'm here to relax today. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm a little tired, but I'm here and trying to relax. This cigar is gonna help me relax. Shout out to all the cigar smokers out there.
All right.
And if you out there and got a cigar right now, you listening, light one up with us.
Hey, put some smoke in the air. What I'm already saying? PSSIT. Put some smoke in the air. I ain't know anything about the hashtag, but put some smoke in the air. But with the Red Dragon, it's a Nepalese fighters inspired type of cigar. So they said this is supposed to be the Rolls Royce of cigars.
Okay.
That's what they sold me on. I don't know how it is, but
What's up? You said firefighters.
the Nepalese from Nepal, the country Nepal. Yeah.
Nepalese.
Nepalese.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's what it said. So, but it's supposed to be the Rolls Royce of cigars as the guy who sold me this. So we're gonna see what it's talking about. But hey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hope it's a good smoke, man. I got some good news. So this weekend, man, I'm going to a party this weekend, man.
Oh yeah.
Some people.
What party? What party you going to this weekend?
Man, listen, you know what party I'm going to. I'm going to your party this weekend. Shout out to you. It's your 40th birthday party. It's a black tie event. I'm happy because it's a black tie event and it's a sneaker ball at the same time.
Right.
And my sneakers just came in, and I just got a video footage of those back at the crib. So I'm ready to put that thing together. And I was kind of nervous because I didn't think it would come so soon, even though it's a week out. I ordered it kind of late.
Okay.
So I do got time to, relish in and sit with it and, put everything together like I need to. You said something earlier, man. You doing it big this weekend.
I got to, man. I got to.
Couple options going.
I got to. I got an opener and I got a closer. All right. So it's my 40th. So you don't turn 40 one time. Then again, you might ask, you don't turn whatever age you are one time anyway. So
fellas, let me ask y'all out there: is it cool for you to have an outfit change at your party?
Hey. I'm not trying to be a whole runway model.
Is it cool? Listen,
but the fact that it's my birthday party,
it's your party,
it's my sneaker ball,
you got an outfit.
And on top of that, I've never been to a sneaker ball. I've never.
Oh, you never been to a sneaker ball?
It's my first time.
Okay.
So I want to make sure that it's something that is cool to do, and everybody enjoys doing it. And the fact that
so wearing 2 outfits is going to ensure that people are having a good time.
Well, I want to make sure that nobody outdress me, that type of thing. So
when you get outdressed, you will get outdressed. I'm coming there fresh and
I'm gonna come around like, oh, that's what you're doing? And with black folks, party starts at 7. Black folks want to get in like 7:45. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going ahead and step in, make my scene, but I don't want to make sure that I'm walking in with other people. So I'm like, black folks are always trying to, be late things, fashionably late.
They're not trying to be late.
No, they are.
Listen, it just threw me over when you did the outfit change. Shout out to you, man, and turning 40. But I just never heard of the outfit change when it comes to men. I'm not saying it can't be done. Salute.
It's the first. It's the first. All right.
You got a lot of sneakers, man. Show them all, bro.
Yeah. So that's another thing too. I'm like, if I'm changing outfits, I got 2 different sneakers, 2 different outfits. I gotta wear. So I'm like, oh, do I bring 2 things, or do I have to go out to the car and change real quick in the parking lot, and then walk in again like over here? Hey,
man, make sure they do your makeup right. They messed up Shannon Sharp's makeup, but make
boy,
sure they get you right when your outfit change. I don't want you come out there looking like
that boy was casket sharp. That boy was casket sharp.
Hey, but I see the comment. Somebody said, "Who did the body?"
That's what I said. Casket sharp.
That man.
That's why I said casket sharp. I'm like, this guy looking like, you seen the memes, Joanna Man, Jermaine Jackson, Randy Jackson. It was going off forever. And he came out and said, like, this is his first time actually using this girl, and it kind of went from there. So, but it was different. I ain't gonna lie to you, it was different.
But yeah, man, how everything been going besides that though? Everything good? I know you prepared for that this weekend, but what?
No, I just been preparing for that. This whole week. I've been kind of getting things ready for the party. Last minute, I'm going to head out to see my daughter. First high school playoff game. This week as well.
Wait, so first game is a playoff game.
First high school playoff game.
First high school playoff game.
Yes. First high school playoff game. So
that's dope.
She doesn't know I'm coming. She thinks I'm not going to be able to make it. So I'm going to go ahead and surprise her, and I'm going to be able to fly in. It's a turn and burn. So turn and burn meaning I'm going to go ahead. I'm fly in, and then fly back the same day. Yeah. And that's a long flight.
Remember your first high school playoff game? I remember mine.
Oh.
When games that actually matter, come on now, you know how you feel as a player. You want to do well, and you might have a little bit more anticipation and anxiety, and thinking you're not going to play a certain way, but you actually, the good ones always end up rushing in that moment and playing very well. She seems like she will come off and play real well, and then you being there will probably just be added boost to her playing well. Man, that's dope.
Yeah. So I'm hoping so. I'm ordering to make sure that she sees me. I'm gonna come in a little early, so she'll be like, "Oh my God, I didn't know you was coming," and get the best dad award, and that type of thing. So
What we got, man? What we got? Let's get into it, man.
You know what? The first topic we're gonna go into: college football.
College football.
Yes.
Good week.
Week 7. So I got a fun fact to kind of start off this whole segment.
Okay.
Duke, Kansas, Kentucky, UCLA, and UNC all considered blue blood in basketball, right?
Right.
This was the first week that...
I was going to say, where you going with this? That sounds like good basketball.
This week was the first time they were all ranked in AP polls in football.
Wow, that's crazy.
Since 1936.
That's crazy, because if back in the days, and I don't want to sound old or nothing, you see any of those teams on your roster, you know that's a cakewalk. Well, but for this to be... Not
in the 80s, because Duke was good in the 80s with Steve Spurrier being our coach. It was the bowl games.
Go ahead.
I'm going to rip my guys.
Okay, rip.
Yeah, I'm going to rip.
But you know what I mean? Like, in past, we've seen teams will see them on their lineup, and as a fan, you will watch that and think, oh, they're going to, whoever that other team was.
Yeah, light work.
Light work.
Yeah.
That's an interesting fact, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, number 17, Duke, number 23, Kansas, number 24, Kentucky, number 18, UCLA, number 12, UNC. All right. So this is the first time since 1936 that all these blue blood basketball schools were actually ranked for football schools. So I thought that was kind of interesting stuff. Facts. So I had to go ahead and say that before we start talking about the Colorado Stanford game.
That's an interesting fact, and that's history being made. But yeah, Colorado versus Stanford. Stanford made history in their own right.
They did
in school history. So what you got with them?
So I was excited that Hunter, he came back.
Hunter looked good this week.
Yeah, even though I thought they kind of played him a little bit too much because he's been out for the last 3-4 weeks, whatever.
He looked good though.
But it was a late game on Friday. I know I haven't really paid attention to Colorado since they left the Big 12. Mm-hmm. But the fact that I don't remember games being on Friday nights like that. So for me to watch the game on Friday, I was like, what is going on? Like, is that something that is new? I don't remember doing a lot of Friday night college football watching.
I'm not too familiar with the Friday night games, but what I can say is since Dion has been doing a lot of views viewership with his games, maybe they're trying to separate him or separate his games on that day, just to separate the
Neon Day?
viewership, to see exactly
Prime Day.
just the prime day,
not Amazon,
just to see exactly
prime time day.
Even though you can see it when the games are being played. Maybe just separate it. And if you're listening out there, is this something they've always done, or is this something that's new? I can see them testing it out with Deion Sanders in the Colorado Buffaloes, just because
maybe
we get a lot of. Let's see exactly your impact on college football.
Maybe
I think that's dope.
Yeah, I don't know.
But show me the numbers. If I'm Deion, show me the numbers though. Like, you have to show me exactly what this did, and he knows. I'm sure he's full aware of what's going on.
He got a whole media, social, marketing team, so I'm sure.
But an odd day to me and to you as well to have a game on a Friday.
Yeah. I mean, Stanford came in on a 4-game losing streak, so I'm assuming that
cakewalk,
light work, and then they went up, jumping up 29-0. I don't know if Shador or his people was over tweeting and Instagramming at halftime, and I'm like, take the game seriously.
They look good, man. They look good in their first half.
That first half, yeah, it did. And all
throwing straight darts, like you said. Travis Hunter was going crazy. Their defense was getting after Stanford a whole lot. They look good, but what happened?
They blew a 29-point lead.
29-point lead.
They just scored again into the fourth quarter, and on top of that, I mean, it was the largest comeback for Stanford. Stanford, as well as Pac-12.
Oh, it is.
Right. And it was the largest points that Colorado was up and lose in their history as well.
Gotcha.
And then they wound up losing 46-43 in double overtime. Shador, he's known for putting up the watch and things like that. Every time the defense did something against Colorado, they started putting up the watch and everything. And it's crazy is that little watch thing. Mm-hmm. You got DJ Khaled doing that. You got Rick Ross doing that. You got Chet Holmgren over here doing that. Like my man hit a. We'll talk about basketball a little later on, but my man hit an M1 and threw up the watch. I was like, yo.
Oh yeah, I did see that. he could do that though. Chet was balling out the game, but yeah. So what do you think happened? I think they got up so big. Paul's 29-0 halftime. They looked like they might have got a little lax, comfortable.
Yeah.
Stanford was 1-4 coming into the game.
Yeah.
We up 29-0. We got this. Bringing the backup.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of showed a little bit going into the second half. And Stanford, they took advantage of it. I think they scored their first touchdown in the third quarter, giving them a little momentum. Colorado did come back and answer that, but from then it was kind of a roundabout Stanford. I mean, they did an amazing job, like you said, the largest comeback in school history. But I think Colorado just got a little complacent.
I mean,
they took light of them after that. We pretty much won at this point.
I think so. I mean, even though Shador Sanders had 33 for 48, throwing 400 yards, 5 touchdowns. And looking on paper, like, oh, he went off.
He did crazy, though.
Hunter had 13 receptions, 140 yards, had a touchdown in his return. The story was the other guy on the other team, Stanford, I don't know how you say his name, Ayo Maynor. He set a school record with 294 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. And then on top of that, had the touchdown catch on the back of Hunter's head. If you saw that my man jumped up and kind of bear hugged his head in the ball and wound up scoring the touchdown.
Kind of remind me of that NFL catch from the Patriots versus, I think it was the Giants, when he caught that one across the middle on the back of. I'm sorry, guys. He caught the football on the back of the guys.
When Eli Manning threw that thing, and they said he had. I don't know if you saw Justin Timberlake actually that year had hosted the ESPYs.
Okay.
And he's like, he put some bubble gum on top of the helmet. And they said that's what happened. And it stuck on his helmet and everything. But I thought that was pretty funny when I first saw that. But yeah, it was the largest halftime deficit comeback in Pac-12 history, which was just crazy. Second largest road Pac-12 comeback in their history as well. But it was up until that point, it was not a very interesting game, and then all of a sudden the second half came up and it became a very interesting game.
Yeah. Do you think Colorado bounced back after this? I mean,
I have to. I mean, my man
have to, obviously, but
my man Dion said you gotta love this, and I don't think y'all love it. Y'all like what's going on. Y'all like the people that's coming to the games, but y'all don't love what's going on.
But they was only routed to win 3 games this year. They've won 4. They've already exceeded the number of wins that they were supposed to.
And they gave one away.
And they gave one away. Do you think they can potentially, continue to get some wins and success in the win column there? Or
listen,
they still got some tougher teams to come up. This was one of the games they should not have given.
They should not have given up.
Absolutely 100%.
They should not.
You come to playing a team that's coming into this 1-4, ain't won, but one game the whole year, and you give that one up.
Yeah,
I think it's something that's going on with the culture, maybe to relate to those players. Now maybe they just got lax. Like y'all doing a lot of flexing, y'all doing a lot of flashing, but you got to secure the deal, man.
Yeah.
They used to come on late. They used to play good late. Early on in the season, they would come on late in these games, and that didn't show in this game. Like what happened? Y'all usually play well in the third and fourth quarter.
Right. And I'm not understanding what happened. The fact that they had a chance to actually do something special to get them on the road, because they still got to have Oregon State, who's top of team as well, and they still got to have them on the list. So you can go ahead and hurry up and run up a number of wins, kind of get the confidence, and anything can happen at that point. And the fact that now they got to sit here and regroup against another, I'm not sure who they play next week, whatever, but against another winnable game if they're not playing the ranked team.
Right.
And if I'm looking at their schedule, I'm like, they got a chance if they kind of finish out, they can be 500 team or a little bit above 500, which is now bowl eligible, and go to, I don't know, the toilet bowl or whatever. I mean, some small,
Man said the toilet bowl.
some small bowl, whatever. So that's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, moving on. We did have Washington versus Oregon. The 5th ranked Washington Huskies beat the number 9 Oregon Ducks 36-33.
Right.
What was your major takeaways and thoughts on that game?
It was a good game. I mean, they start off their game going back and forth scoring, and then all of a sudden Washington kind of ran away with it. Like you said, Washington won on winning the game, but the fact that number 7 Washington versus number 8 Oregon, I was excited for that game.
Number 9 Oregon, I think.
Number 9?
Number 9.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 8.
They might have changed it. Going into the game, they were ranked.
Okay. Yeah. So they want to win 36-33.
Okay.
But Oregon had missed a 43-yard field goal with 4 seconds left to tie the game up. So I'm sure the kicker is feeling, bad about himself, giving them a chance. But the fact that Washington kind of had that game single-handedly won until, I want to say, midway through the fourth quarter, Oregon made a comeback. Oregon is always known for their offense.
Yeah.
And they're very explosive.
They're going to do offense.
Right. And the fact that I thought they was kind of, being stopped with the defense with Washington, I'm always, this game's over. And then Oregon kind of came back and made a game of it. But it was a good game, 2 top 10 teams playing, 2 Pac-12 teams playing. I enjoyed it.
Okay. And then we had USC versus Notre Dame. I grew up close to the Notre Dame area. USC obviously beat Colorado early in the year. You black people, you rooting for Colorado, but USC versus Notre Dame beat the mess out of USC. I'm not gonna lie, they beat them boys by I think 28 points, something like that.
48-20. Yep.
What was your major takeaways on that one?
So I was kind of hyped to kind of go into that game, even though he left my school.
Who's that?
Oklahoma.
Who left his school?
Caleb Williams. They got
gotta go to something better.
They got my former coach and they got my former quarterback, on that team. But Caleb wound up having 23-37, 199 yards, 1 touchdown, but he had 3 interceptions. He didn't play well at all. Everybody said, he's the guy that's going to win the Heisman.
He can have an off game.
He did not have a good game at all. And the thing is,
you can have an off game.
Sometimes you can and kind of recover.
Yeah, in college football, you don't play as many games.
Sometimes you can, but when it's a tight race, you don't know. You don't know. And the fact that he got touched 6 times with 6 sacks, it was just a bad game for them. I mean, Notre Dame came out from the get-go ready to play, and the fact that Sam Hartman, the quarterback from Notre Dame, 13 for 20, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns, they did not touch him at all. No sacks at all. And that right there was kind of a bounce back game for Notre Dame because they wound up losing to Louisville last week. So it just kind of like, hey, what is Notre Dame doing? They had a problem with Ohio State not having 11 players out on the field, and they wound up losing that game at the end. Had a tough game against Duke, lost to Louisville, and then all of a sudden, now this game right here. So,
but in a tough game as well. I mean, they only beat them. They beat them by 28, but yeah. But so yeah.
And then the next game was the Oregon State game. UCLA, number 18, UCLA, and number 15, Oregon State. They wound up winning 36-24. And I don't really know a lot about Oregon State. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't really try to watch that game because I'm not the guy kind of watching Oregon State play.
You're covering these teams, man.
I am. But the thing is,
so the score was 36-24. Oregon State beating the UCLA Bruins, who were coming in that game ranked number 25, and they were ranked 12. That should be a route.
No, 18. They were ranked 18. Coming in the game, they were ranked 18.
They were ranked.
You took one new ones, but coming in the game, they were number 18.
And was UCLA was ranked 25 as well?
They are now because they lost. Yeah.
But they came in and they was ranked
18. Yeah.
Oregon State was ranked what?
15.
Okay.
Yeah. And then going on to
they lost by 12.
Yeah. Going on to the next game, UNC, number 12 UNC was playing against number 25 Miami after the controversial loss that Miami had against Georgia Tech when they should have just nailed the ball and kind of let them clock run out, but yet they went in 40 seconds left to go. They were trying to run the ball, fumble. They ran down the field and scored a touchdown and win the game. Okay. They won 40. Miami lost 41-31 to UNC. Then we got my team. I got 2 teams. You don't know. I have OU Sooners, who I'm from Oklahoma, so I grew up an OU football fan.
Okay.
And then my school who I went to, which is Duke.
How does that work?
It works the same way it works with you having every single hot team.
But I've come out and said I'm a bandwagon fan.
Oh, you came out? All right.
Listen, if you're a bandwagon fan, and all real true bandwagons know this, you never lose.
Yeah.
Team is always
you sound like
you always have a champion, or you always have somebody that's in the race to root for.
You sound like Mace from It Is What It Is with Mace and
I don't know what he says, but listen,
Mace is good.
I'm rocking with whoever winning hot right now.
He's rocking with whoever winning. He came to the Colorado USC game. All Colorado out. Okay. Everything. He had his kids with him. And he was supposed to be going down to the Colorado side on the field, but he had to go through the USC crowd. USC pulled him over, and he stayed on USC side the whole game with Colorado stuff, cheering for USC. That's you. That's you.
Hey man, this is all I like. Listen, there's no heartbreak for me at the end of the year. There's no crying. There's no disappointment. I like to rock. I'm a players fan. So people are fans of teams. I'm a players fan. I like players that are talented, that can get the job done. If you got a bunch of them on your squad and y'all gonna rock this year, that's what I'm rooting for.
Weren't you a fan
I like good sports.
Like I would say basketball. When KD and Kyrie and Ben Simmons were in the Nets, he was a fan of them. And all of a sudden they broke up. And all of a sudden I was like, who can I get with now?
I like the Brooklyn Nets no more. Even though Ben Simmons is doing good this year, I'm rooting for him. I don't know who I'm going to be a fan of. We're not talking about basketball right now. I don't know who I'm going to be a fan of. I mean, who knows who's going to come out the gate early? Yeah. It looks like Milwaukee's going to come out the gate early, and that's probably who I'm going to be listening to. I'll probably walk in here with a Milwaukee Bucks Damian Lillard jersey on one day, but who knows?
We're going to get back.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to get back to basketball in a little bit.
For sure. Good weekend college football.
But going back to college football, my number 17 Duke versus unranked NC State. 24-3. All right, my quarterback Raleigh
24-3.
Leonard, he wasn't back. He got hurt against Notre Dame with his ankle at the end of the game, and they wound up having a bye week, and he did not come back this week. And they played the backup quarterback Henry Beeline. He was 4 for 12, which he didn't throw the ball that much, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. But they have a really good game next week. You got to play against number 4, Florida. No. They got to play against number 4, Florida State next week. All right, number 4, Florida State. That's gonna be a huge game for us.
Play Florida State next week.
Next week.
Oh, that's a
huge game.
That's it.
Huge game.
For Duke. I'm saying. I want to be.
It's gonna be a great game. 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 And we're gonna go down there. We're gonna go down there and we're gonna shock the world.
Oh, you do
shock the world.
Put on your best paraphernalia.
Yeah. Shock the world. My other team, the OU, we had a bye week, so nothing to talk about with them. Your team, for right now, number 1 Georgia, they want to beat up Vandy 37-20.
It's not my team, but they winning.
How about you say Bulldogs? Bulldogs is, Bulldogs that, yeah.
They're my team. Georgia boys. They're my team. Shout out to Atlanta, the Georgia Bulldogs. Are we still undefeated?
How you a fan? You know.
No, just let me know. Are they undefeated?
For right now, yes, they are. For right now.
Undefeated Georgia Bulldogs. Oh, yeah. I'm a fan, yes, 100%.
All right.
Shout out to the Georgia Bulldogs. Shout out to every team in Atlanta. You got the Atlanta Hawks, you got the Georgia Bulldogs, you got Georgia Tech, whoever, man. Shout out to the Falcons, even though they're doing bad, but Georgia Bulldogs is who we're talking about right now, and they're undefeated. Who they play this week?
They played Vandy. They wound up winning 37-20. But then also the but also the new rankings came out.
Okay.
Surprise, Georgia number 1, Michigan number 2, Ohio State number 3.
Hold on, let me just stop you right there. Georgia number 1. Listen, you a bandwagon fan.
Hey,
you would never be in last place. You always want to be first.
For now,
how do you not?
Hey, for now,
root for the winners, man.
SEC still plays the championship game. So for now, Georgia number 1, Michigan number 2, Ohio State number 3, Florida State number 4, Washington number 5, OU number 6, Penn State number 7, Texas number 8, Oregon number 9, and UNC number 10. So you got 3 Big 10 schools, 2 Big 12, 2 ACC, 2 Pac-12s, and only one.
Trying to throw ACC
only one SEC school. Only one SEC school. And the thing is, they're like, SEC is supposed to be the best football league, blah blah blah. There is only one school ranked in the top 10 as SEC. Only one, but yet it's supposed to be the best college conference in the whole country, and you only have 1 SEC school, 3 Big 10, 2 Big 12, 2 ACC, 2 Pac-12, and only 1 SEC school.
Let it be known that you are extremely excited about UNC being in the top 10.
Florida State 4. Florida State's 4.
It don't matter about Florida State. You know what I'm
Florida State is 4.
You of all people know. Are you excited that UNC is in the top 10 in football right now?
I'm excited because I told people already for last year and the year before, back when Clemson was good, that SEC is not what they thought we were thinking they were. They are not who we thought they were. They are not who we thought they were.
Answer the question. Are you excited about UNC being in the top 10? Say
SEC is not who we thought they were.
Are you excited about UNC being in the top 10?
Who?
Are you excited about UNC being in the top 10?
I'm not excited about UNC anything.
Okay. Well,
all right, first and foremost, all right? But the fact that we got 2 ACC schools in the top 10, that speaks volumes, all right?
Okay.
Volumes. Yes, volumes.
Loud and clear, sir.
Volumes, yes.
Shout out to the new rankings, though. Listen, these have been exciting college football year so far. Listen, man, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited for the next game coming up.
Yeah.
Next week coming up.
You should be. You should be. But kind of going into the next topic, we're going to talk about women's college basketball. Not a lot's going on right now because the season hasn't really started. But Caitlin Clark, who we both watched in the Final Four last year, and it was an instant, I love this back and forth with women's basketball with Iowa and LSU kind of going back and forth and chipping back and forth. Black Barbie, yep.
Kind of like the new Larry Bird and Magic Johnson for. No, seriously, I didn't grow up in their times, but from the stories I read and watching certain shows like Winning Time, it kind of reminds you of that. Like, you're fans that wasn't fans of the WNBA can kind of get into that story, bro. And so, I'm one of them, for sure.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm kind of happy about how the game is going on right now with women's college basketball, because they didn't have any antagonizing people in women's college basketball.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're doing it now, I think it's great for college women's basketball, and them allowing themselves to be themselves, show emotion, and play kind of like how the guys play, where I don't have to like you to play you, and I'm gonna talk about you, and I'm doing all this, like, Caitlin Clark is over doing all this over here.
That's been going on forever. They've just now, I don't think so. I don't think it's been like that.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't want to listen. Don't counsel me for this, but like, I feel like in women's basketball, they've always kind of like, it's women's basketball. Like, you're dealing with women, you're dealing with sport. You have a lot of things going on outside of, like, women want to win just as much. I agree. They don't even like sometimes playing with the women's basketball. So
I agree.
For you to think that they don't have like the competitive edge like the men do, they showed that, and they just now decided to hide it. I think that's been going on since women's basketball has been a thing.
No, I agree. But kind of go back to what I was saying with Caitlin Clark. She had a triple-double, 34, 11, and 10. Our basketball team.
She's dead nice.
Made history Saturday afternoon. They played in front of the Children's Hospital, which was dope. They had Iowa hosted DePaul for an exhibition game, and they had 55,646 people at the Connect Stadium where they play football. Iowa plays football at, and the Hawkeyes nearly filled up the football stadium for that basketball game, which was pretty cool. I hate playing in football arenas because it doesn't have the same effect as a basketball arena where
the sound levels are a little bit.
That, and also the fans not really on top of you like that. So it's kind of like, all right, I know there's people here, but it's kind of like they're far away.
I think it may be better in an enclosed football stadium. This one, I think, was that it was open.
It was open.
But it's so massive.
But
the
I
field
mean,
is so big.
Kind of going
playing football.
But kind of going. My sophomore year, we played in the Sweet 16 here in Atlanta at the Georgia Dome, and we played in the end zone, and they have the whole little circle around, and yet we know that it was very packed, but they're far away. It's not as loud as it would be if I was at an actual basketball arena.
Then did that affect your game? Did that affect the other people's?
Well, it didn't affect the game because we're in the tournament, so we trying to win. We're trying to win. But if it's a regular season game, it might affect it a little bit because a lot of times you feed off the actual fans.
Right.
Especially deep in the year.
Yeah.
You might be hurt, you might be ailing with something, whatever, and all of a sudden you see somebody yelling at you or cheering for you. It might be their first time seeing you play live. Then you get up for that. So sometimes you kind of get help from the energy in the stadium, and I don't see the energy being that great. Although this was for a great cause, playing in front of the Children's Hospital.
I think the energy is there. I just think that since it's in an open space, being a football stadium, you can't hardly hear it all the time. And if you're somebody like you, when you played at the Georgia Dome, you want that fan approval, but you're still playing in the game that matters. So it's not going to affect the game per se, so where it affects you, but it's still, it's still going to be a good game. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Because you're playing for something.
Yeah,
I thought that was dope. Was that the first women's game that's been played in football, or was it just for college? That was dope. I totally enjoyed it.
But the fact that they did it for the Children's Hospital, which looks into the actual football stadium, I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. And then y'all kind of waved into the kids watching after the game, so I thought that was pretty cool.
That's right. So you're playing for a good cause. You got the children that are
it's an exhibition game, so the emotion wasn't as high as it would be if it were for higher stakes later in the season.
What comes to mind for me is just the All-Star game. I think it was the 2010 All-Star game that was held at Dallas.
AT&T
Stadium. I'm not gonna lie, watching it felt a little different because like you're looking at something different. It was in an NFL stadium, obviously, but you had so many more fans. But the fact that they were here to put on a show, that didn't matter to the players. But I think if you were there, and I wasn't there obviously, but I think if you were there, you still enjoyed the show. You're just not feeding off that as a player, but as a fan, you're still able to feed off the energy there and the exciting plays that the players are coming with. So it was dope. It was dope to see that with Caitlin Clark and the Children's Hospital, all that. All that is just positive, man. You can't really get that, man.
No, I agree. Kind of go into our next topic, NFL Week 6. All right,
NFL, the big leagues.
Week 6. We kind of start off with a little bit of controversy with Steve Smith going at Jerry Jeudy, who was a wide receiver for the Denver Broncos. They had beef before the game. Actually, they had beef prior. When
was some words exchanged with that?
Yeah, so
was it Twitter or something like that? Excuse me.
Steve Smith been talking kind of crazy, I guess, to Jerry Jeudy.
So Steve Smith was talking crazy to Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, but he said he came to him today. I'm sorry, not today, but the day of the game.
Okay.
And was trying to rectify, like, hey, I'm not trying to make you look bad. I apologize if you took it that way.
To Jerry Jeudy
I apologize if I made you feel that way.
Okay.
I'm saying that I think you can do more than what you're actually portraying right now.
Just clarifying some of the things that he
right. And the way that Jerry Jeudy wasn't trying to hear him, he was dancing behind him as he was doing his interview. And Steve Smith just kind of came out and was like, you know what? I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. And then he took off his mic and went back up to the booth before the interview was over. So I was like, hey, this is what's going on with it. It's football. It's the Thursday night game when they're playing against Broncos playing against the Chiefs. And I hate that I have to always search Amazon or Peacock for Thursday night games, but I was able to watch the game. I was glad that Amazon didn't do like the NFL Network and just make sure they found Taylor Swift every single time. Right. I like that fact about Amazon. They showed her maybe once or twice, and that was it. And I know she has a movie on the way. She's promoting the movie, Eras Tour, about a concert movie that she's doing. But the fact that they always showing her, I'm like, man, why are we seeing her over and over again when this is football? Right. Talk about the game. Talk about what's going on in the game. Talk about even though the Jerry Jeudy and Steve Smith beat, but why keep showing her?
Listen, I think it is what it is in terms of it's a business. NFL is still a business. The product is these games. You're a fan of these teams. You're going to tune in for that. You're going to get that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still a business. And in business, if I can promote and excel my product on a higher level, I'm going to align myself with individuals, corporations that can do that, and they're aligning themselves. So I kind of understand it, man.
But fans,
I get it. Like the fans, the diehard NFL, hit them in the head, concussion. We hurt this week. Who playing this week? They're not going to understand it because that's what they're in it for. But for a corporation like the NFL or a business like the NFL who's trying to broaden their, their product, which is the NFL, they're going to align themselves with individuals like Taylor Swift, who, at the end of the day, what is it hurting? What is it hurting?
It's hurting. It's hurting my ears.
You're a diehard.
It's hurting my ears.
So you want to just see the game.
I want to see what I'm tuning in for.
Listen, man, it's expanding. Like things are different now, and the NFL is awakened to that, and they know that by aligning myself with somebody like Taylor Swift and showing, they're going to bring a different type of fan base in there and a different type of individual that may be tuned into our product. So
I see.
I don't like it either, but listen,
it is what it is.
It's working for them. It is what it is.
Hey, the Chiefs wind up beating the Broncos 19-8, and Chiefs they wind up improving to 5-1. Broncos actually did something good on the defense end because they didn't have anything good on pretty much the whole game. But Broncos held Mahomes under 20 points for the 5th time in his whole career, 51 games playing.
But they still won, though.
And Broncos didn't score until late in the 4th quarter. Russ couldn't get anything going from them. All right.
Is that a surprise, though? Russ hasn't been getting nothing going on here.
Yeah, but my thing is like
I'm sure Sean Payton's waiting. Listen, he probably got the next guy queued up.
What do you mean?
And
they gave him what, 80 million, Sean Payton, and then they gave Russ like over 200 million. Like there's a lot of stuff on the board.
Guy, though.
But so you trying to say Sean Payton gone? Because you gave Russ 200.
Going to be there. I think they get rid of Russ. 200
million?
I think they
200 million.
Paul, I think they bite that cost and look elsewhere in the upcoming season. I really truly believe
200 million. I don't know about that one. But KC's defense was pressuring them all night long. Russ could do nothing. He couldn't outrun them or anything like that.
He wasn't being able to do that against bad teams. So defending Super Bowl champs, I don't expect him to do much more, against them either.
What kind of made me laugh was the announcer was like, "Oh yeah, Broncos having a hard time this year in the third quarter." I said, "Third quarter? You 1-5. You bet all quarters. Like you had no problems in the third quarter. You can have problems in every single quarter. You 1-5, 1-5." And then Mahomes had his main target, Kelsey, throughout the whole season. But then they tried to get Kadarius Toney going in the first half. If you remember, Kadarius Toney, he had dropped 3 passes in the week 1, and a lot of people was always talking bad about him. How he's not ready. He's not, whatever they were saying. But Kelsey, he's going to make his own plays, which was a kind of interesting story. If you're supposed to be a receiver or a tight end in his case to run a route, and you break off that route, it messes up everybody else. But yet, Patrick Mahomes like, hey, he's going to do what he's going to do. I already know that. How does that affect you as a quarterback or other receivers trying to run their routes when you don't know what Kelsey's going to do? He's supposed to do a slant or a post or a go route, and yet he's over here breaking that off because he sees something in his eyes versus where he's supposed to be running. How does that affect you as a quarterback? What do you think?
I think it affects the standard quarterback in the sense that, like, if you are a quarterback that's in the system, it affects you. I think Mahomes is also in the system, but Mahomes is somebody that he'll improvise. Mahomes will throw it behind the back. He'll throw the sidearm. He'll do these things to get out of a play, to make a play.
Yeah.
He'll do that often. And you need somebody, once a play breaks down, you need that star player to go out of character and make a play for you. You need Travis Kelce to do his own thing sometimes. But it's breaks down. Patrick Mahomes is someone he's not going to take a sack easily. So he's looking for somebody that can run and got out of their route to get into something that they can make happen. And I think that works for Mahomes. And I think it's not a lot of quarterbacks that can work for, but Mahomes is definitely one with the Kansas City Chiefs that can make that happen.
I don't know. I think he was trying to put on a little bit for his girl.
I think he's always
Taylor Swift.
Their play calling. Now you're trying to get into all that. I think they've always been a team that improvise. I mean, look at Mahomes play. A lot of people think he's playing Harlem Globetrotter type football.
Yeah.
I agree.
So I agree.
I think that's just a new wave, though. We're gonna run this route, and if it doesn't work, something's gonna happen. We're gonna improvise. We're gonna juke you left, go right, and spin back to the middle before you can make a play. I think that works for the Kansas City Chiefs. It's been working.
It has. I mean, they 5-1.
So I don't think that's a bad thing for them. They're now you get to take a team like San Francisco and Brock Purdy and all them boys who play in a complete system. This is what we're running. This is what we're doing every time. If you break play and break clarity as soon as you get out of your route, I think that's a problem. But for the Kansas City Chiefs, who's been to the Super Bowl multiple times, I don't think it's an issue at all. And I think that's something that made Travis Kelce who he is.
Yeah,
I've seen some stuff Travis Kelce used to play quarterback. This man is a gamer. He's a winner and he makes it happen.
You can have that story for every player in the NFL. They play some other position than what they do, and then all of a sudden, they're playing a different one when they go to the NFL.
But it just speaks to him being able to be that type of player that can just make things happen. So it works for them, and I think they should continue to do it. They're winning games. But what my concern is, they're winning games, but it's not in the fashion we've seen them win in the past. That's my only concern with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Other than that, they're still 6-1,
5-1. But I mean, only time will tell. And then Sunday morning, the first game was a London game. Titans versus Ravens. Ravens wind up beating them 24-16. Ravens improved to 4-2 and Titans 2-4. So watching that game, and then we're gonna go into all the games we had, chose to talk about last episode. This episode, Philly loses the Jets 20-14. Jalen Hurts.
Shout out to the Jets, man. I'm rooting for them.
Hey, Jalen Hurts wound up throwing 3 touchdowns, and then he had 3 interceptions. He has 7 on the year, more than last year. Right now, in Game 5, he has more interceptions this year than he had all last year. He had 28. He threw 28-45, 280 yards, ran for a touchdown, 3 interceptions. Going to 49ers and Browns game. Browns playing without Deshaun Watson for the second game straight.
That's the game there.
With the right rotatory cuff contusion.
Who's that?
Deshaun Watson. He was out again. 49ers wound up losing to the Browns 19-17 because the field goal kicker wound up missing their winning field goal kick. Everything went wrong for the 49ers this game. Mm-hmm. I mean, Deebo Samuels, he gets hurt in the first quarter, his shoulder. CMC, Christian McCaffrey, he gets hurt with his oblique in the third quarter. He does not return. Trent Williams, he doesn't return with his ankle. Brock Purdy, who threw 12 of 27, 125 yards, 1 touchdown. He suffered his first loss as a starter, and also threw his first interception. So everything that could possibly go wrong for the 49ers went wrong that game and benefited for the Browns. And then last week was a lot of injuries going on last week. Justin Fields for Chicago, he winds up hurting his hand, dislocating his right thumb. Trevor Lawrence, his left knee, he leaves the game, doesn't return. Jimmy Garoppolo, he got transported to the hospital with his back during the Patriots game. Anthony Richardson, for the quarterback for the Colts, he's out for the year with the shoulder injury. Another scary play, unfortunately, happened to the Bills again with the running back, Damian Harrison. He goes down.
Yeah, that was tough. I watched that game live, and it looked like a similar situation to the Damar Hamlin thing. But turns out Richardson had a neck injury. So is why he went down. But it was still scary. It was like almost deja vu again. I remember watching that game when Damar Hamlin went down, and you're like, dang, is this again to the same team?
The same team.
What are they feeding clear? How are they practicing? What's going on?
What is going on? But he wound up giving the thumbs up as he got carted off.
He gave the thumbs up as he got carted off. He's still injured, obviously, and hopefully that neck injury isn't that severe where he can come back and we can see him in the future. But man, it gave that same energy.
Yeah.
You're just like, you're looking and you're watching and you're just like, unfortunate situation. But hope he's doing well. We'll get some status updates in the future.
And then you got the NFL picks that we did last year. I had the Chiefs. They wound up winning 19-8.
I had the Chiefs as well.
I had the Ravens. They wound up winning 24-16.
Same.
I tried to go with my Falcons. I said my Falcons since I live in Atlanta. I tried to go with the Falcons because they were playing against a division team against the Cowboys. They wound up losing to the Washington Commanders. But I went with them because they said, oh, yeah, they are a home team. They haven't lost at home. Yeah. They're a fourth quarter team. They wound up losing 24-16.
I had the Commanders. I knew they were going to win.
Yeah, you knew. Okay, all right. So you got Vikings.
I know that.
Hey. All right. Hey, Vikings, they wound up winning 19-13. I had the Vikings. I had Bengals 17-13. They won. I had the 49ers, unfortunately, but they lost. They lost to the Browns. Yeah.
Big disappointment in fantasy as well.
Yeah. I mean, the backup quarterback, PJ Walker.
I'm going to start you. Do well, please.
Do well. I had Eagles. They wound up losing, which I'm not mad about because, again, they're in a conference with the Cowboys. They wound up losing 20-14. But talk about Tyreek Hill. This man has 814 receiving yards, 186 yards away from 1,000 yards. Most in 6 games in Super Bowl era.
That's crazy.
He's on pace to eclipse the 2,300 yards right now.
That's crazy.
Averaging 135.7 yards and 19.4 receptions. To put it in perspective,
you got it.
Yeah. Megatron, Calvin Johnson, his historic year, he had 1,964 yards and 122 yards average a game. 16.1 per reception. Cooper Kupp, a couple years ago, who won the Triple Crown, who, if you don't know what the Triple Crown is, you lead the league in reception, touchdown, receiving yards.
Right.
He had 1,947 yards average, 114.5 yards per game, 13.4 per reception. That right there tells you how amazing that Tyreek Hill is doing right now. He's on pace to be 2,300 yards, and he's only in game 6.
If anybody could do it, I feel like Tyreek will be the one. If we would have just had that guessing at the beginning of the year. Listen, short, stout, super speed, incredible speed. I mean, the man breaks records in no size.
Yeah.
So if
7,000.
Honestly, I wouldn't have guessed this early. But if anybody, like I said, it would have been Tyreek Hill. I mean, his run after the catch is so crazy. Probably the best in the league. You can look it up, but listen,
I agree.
Listen, man, there's the cheetah. They call him the cheetah for a reason.
And people were down on Tua before the season because they didn't know how he's going to be able to throw the ball to all these guys. And yet,
I don't know about that. Not the cheetah, because Tyreek Hill is somebody that he's going to get open.
They didn't think his arm was that like that. They didn't think his arm was that strong.
It don't take much.
It don't take much.
Tyreek Hill's run after the catch is so crazy. Like he might throw. Tua might throw him a little 10-yard pass. He might still get you 30, 40 yards.
Yeah, at any time.
Or house it.
At any time.
And they don't mention to him being a deep threat because his speed off his route is so crazy. He's going to be wide open most of the time. Reason why the Chiefs were good for a long time, and the reason why Tua is doing very well. But shout out to Tyreek Hill. I mean, listen, to be on track and be on pace for where he's at right now is absolutely incredible. But if I was going into the season thinking, if you would ask me that question, he would be the top of my list for the person to be able to do that. I mean, it's incredible.
I agree.
Incredible.
I agree. And now we go to the primetime game of the week. Right. My Cowboys against the Los Angeles Chargers. All right, it was a must-win for my Cowboys. All right, must win.
And they showed up. I'm not gonna lie. They looked like they showed up about to be the Cowboys last week. But go ahead.
Dak was on the attack.
Who's on attack?
Dak was on the attack. All right, he looked elusive. He was rushing for yards. He had 33 yards in the first quarter alone. That's the most he has had all year. Mm-hmm. Longest touchdown run of his career, which is 18 yards, which is crazy in itself. But he was 21 of 30, 272 yards, no interceptions. No interceptions, all right? He threw a touchdown and ran a touchdown, threw one to Brandon Cooks. The fact that he didn't throw no touchdowns, I'm waiting for something to happen in the second half. And I'm looking at the game like, what's going to happen? We had a big mistake where one of the Chargers guys threw a Cowboy to Turpin, who was receiving a punt. They wind up getting the ball and scoring a touchdown to tie the game up. And we wind up coming down. We have troubles in the red zone. And we wind up getting a kick, 3 points. And they had the ball in the red zone. We wind up getting a interception in the red zone. And that wind up, clinching the game for us. But the fact that we held the Chargers, whose offensive coordinator used to be the Cowboys coordinator, he wind up, Chargers 27 plus points a game. They were held at 17.
Yeah, I mean, to me, my takeaway with this game was it was a tale of two mediocre teams. Not the tale, let me not say that. It was a battle. It was a battle of two mediocre teams. Two mediocre teams who gonna come out. The Dallas Cowboys happened to be the best of the mediocre teams, and they came on top. What was good for me to see in this game, and what I took away was the connection between Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. They look like they was hitting on all cylinders, and I think that's something they needed, some type of momentum they could take into future games of future. But it was just two mediocre teams. I mean, listen, they played their heart out, but let the Cowboys play another team that's touted to be in the playoffs or have some type of Super Bowl success that talks around that. They're gonna fold.
We got about
they came out. CeeDee Lamb did his thing. Dak did his thing. I think he ran one in for
he ran 18 yards.
Do something else. I mean, but he did his thing, and y'all won.
That was the longest run ever in his career.
18 yards is the longest run.
Longest run ever in his career. Yes. So
place next year, but they needed as a team. They needed. How did Micah in the defense do this game? I mean,
the defense did well. A little bit. Micah, he kind of showed up a little bit towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
You didn't hear his name that much. They had a lot of people kind of going towards him, double teaming him, which is understandable because it's Micah, and that's just what it is. So we didn't have our other middle linebacker, Vanderes, and
she got hurt last game.
Yeah. So we didn't have him, but the fact that we wound up getting this game, I think
y'all won because Jay was in the building, LeBron was in the building.
LeBron, Jay, even LeBron said he's not a Cowboys fan no more, but he was in the building.
Isn't that wild? Like, why are you mad? Listen, he's a bandwagon too. Because there's so much.
He's from Ohio.
You're LeBron James,
but he's from Ohio.
You have footage and clips on you. There's so much footage of you in Cowboys attire. I think he went to a Cleveland Browns game one time.
I'm saying,
Cowboys. What is going on, man?
The fact that he's from Ohio.
Books that he said you don't read. He said he's a team. He said he's a fan of teams and not a fan of teams. But there's footage on you are LeBron James.
Not you on the same page every time we see him.
Documented. You were a Cowboys fan your whole NBA career, and now you're not. Now, who did he say you're a fan of?
I don't know. I'm a true fan through and through. But the fact that he got two teams in Ohio, he's from Ohio. He didn't choose those two teams. I'm like, come on now. At least for me, I'm from Oklahoma City.
Sad.
I have the nearest team 3 hours down the road, which is the Cowboys. If I didn't have the Cowboys 5 hours up the road, it's Kansas City. But I'm not jumping on the bandwagon with Kansas City because they're now good. I'm not doing that. I'm a Cowboys fan through and through, as you know. But
tell it to LeBron.
Tell it to LeBron. But going into the next segment, which is now NBA basketball.
NBA talk. Let's talk hoop, Shell.
I know you've been waiting for this.
I've been waiting on it. I love it.
Starting off, your boy Dylan Brooks, he get ejected in his first game. Not first game. He get ejected in his game first 5 minutes.
It's on brand.
Yo, come on now. 25,000 for hitting somebody below the belt.
It was obvious too. I didn't think Dylan Brooks would go into this new team kind of like it almost seemed like he got pushed out because of this type of behavior for the last team. Obviously, with his words.
With words. Here we go.
Playoffs last year.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that would happen. But it's on brand for him, and maybe they brought him in there to be that guy. And if so, kudos to them. They're getting what they're getting. But the first 5 minutes is crazy.
First 5 minutes. His first game for Houston. Hitting Daniel Tyson below the belt. I'm like, come on, 25,000. 25,000. And then on top of that, he was fined 25,000 last year for not talking to the media after talking all that noise in the regular. I'm talking in the postseason. I'm like, come on now, like, what are we doing here?
But the hit was so obvious. It's like, don't try to disguise it. Have you ever? Let me ask you this: have you ever been hit like that? Pause. But knowingly, like the guy was out to hit you here, hit you.
I can tell you.
How does that feel?
I can tell you right now. When I was in college, Chris Paul hit 3 people in the nuts while he was at Wake Forest. And then on top of that, playing against Wake Forest, I got hit in the nuts the same game when Chris Paul was on the team. Chris Paul didn't do it. It was another guy on the team. I can't think of his name. But I'm setting a pick, and I was known to set wide picks, and people was mad about me setting wide picks. And dude came out, and I had my legs spread out, and he came and gave me a freaking uppercut in my nuts.
How did it turn out?
No call. I got it back. I'm paying right there. I got it back. Though.
Did he get ejected?
No, he didn't. Then he called it. So I wound up getting him back with a nice little elbow and got a little gash. But the thing is, I'm gonna get you back. But I'm kind of moving on to the Nets. I got to shout out my Duke guy, Harry Giles, who got the start last Thursday night. After being hurt throughout his whole career at Duke. Okay. He had tore his ACL leading to going to Duke. He was the one player hurt his tore his ACL. Yeah. And he wound up having issues prior to that, and he was up the league for a little bit. He started at 16-10 in 20 minutes in his first start with Brooklyn Nets. So I want to say shout out to Harry Giles. Hopefully he has a chance to do something well, and we can see him play at this level. But on another note, Ben Simmons.
I was going to just mention that.
He looks like Ben Simmons like we see in the summertime, the summer clips. Everything we see with Ben Simmons shooting fadeaways. He over here doing different type of things where we see
ball, getting out in transition.
All the stuff we see all the time, throwing dimes, and yet are we going to see this in regular season? That's the caveat with Ben Simmons. We know he can what he can do, but will he do it?
And with Ben Simmons, and I think it's been a confidence thing for him. hitting these jumpers earlier on in the preseason, I think is going to help his confidence. He does look like the Ben Simmons of old, and that's all we wanted to see when he teamed up with KD and Kyrie and all the boys. But listen, there's no pressure on this team though. They kind of like, we lost our star players. Ben, do your thing, and he's in the preseason showing it. I think it does lead up into the regular season. With Ben Simmons, you never know. He missed a few jump shots, maybe his confidence go back down. But like, I hope that he continues to build on this and have maybe an all-star year this year, man.
I hope so. I hope so. Hopefully he's back. But going on to the next one, Victor Wembanyama. Hey, Wemby had his first game against Oklahoma City, who also played against Chet Holmgren, who was out all last year. Wemby had 23 points. He was 10 of 15 shooting, 3 blocks. That boy is smooth.
Nice.
He got a smooth shot at 7'4". Smooth shot. My man got a smooth handle at 7'4".
Nice in and out pull-up game.
Man, I'm telling you, this guy over here dunking out. He dunked on Thomas Bryant.
He dunked on Thomas Bryant. We played Miami.
We played Miami. Outside of the charge circle.
Outside of the charge circle.
With the left. With the left.
He looked like, what am I supposed to do with that? And what are you supposed to do with that?
No, nothing.
Physical.
My man looked like Jordan in Space Jam when the long arm from half court, he's dunking whatever. That's what he looked like against Miami when he dunked on Thomas Bryant.
That was nice for me, but like, that's something I think he's supposed to do. What stood out for me with Wemby was I wish I could have it for you guys, but he was in transition. He passed it up court. He got it back. Mm-hmm. Did a nice jab step, in and out dribble, free throw line extended pull up at 7'3", possibly 7'4" inches tall.
Yeah,
he's going to be unguardable. Like, I think he's going to come early. I think I had a question for you. Does Wemby have a better first season than LeBron James? Because, like, let me be honest with you, we're comparing him to the greats, like, their first year. Like, he's going to be one of them. Don't get it confused.
He definitely is.
But does he have and I compare him to LeBron's first year because LeBron was one of those players who had the range. Like, here's the key to the Ferrari, go. And I think Wemby also is going to be given about Popovich. So do you think he has a better year than LeBron?
Than LeBron?
I think he does.
I don't know.
I think he does.
I don't know. I mean, LeBron was something serious his rookie year as well.
He was something serious, but we've seen big guards in the league before at his height and maybe not his size, but in some capacity we've seen that they've never seen nothing like Wemby.
So LeBron his rookie year, 20.9 points, 5.5 rebounds,
9 points,
5.5 rebounds, 5.9 assists, and he played 79 of 82 games.
Okay, I think Wemby's averaging preseason right now, at least probably that. He had 23 against
preseason. Preseason different than regular season.
Preseason different than the regular season, but
it's still hot.
He's the future, so their offense is being designed around him. He's going to get the touches.
No, he definitely gonna get the touches. So let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Chet Holmgren, who was out all last year.
I like Chet.
He's playing this year.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, it's his first year because he's playing, but it's really his second year. He's still up for Rookie of the Year. Is that fair for him to be up for Rookie of the Year when he has a whole year of how the NBA works, how people play, and how things work? Is that fair for him to still be able to be Rookie of the Year?
I thought about this, and this question, it's not my first time hearing this, but like I think it is fair, to be honest with you, because it's still my first full year of on-court play. You could ask that same question when you have like redshirt freshmen who've been on campus taking classes, they've been in these practices, and now they're on the court after playing against their teammates.
Yeah, but there's no Freshman of the Year award though.
There's no Freshman of the Year award, but we still recognize what you do on the court that year. That's why they have the term true freshman. He's a true freshman, meaning he's just now getting on the court and playing. That's why we distinguish it. Mm-hmm. To answer your question, though, I do think it's fair. It's his first year of on-court play, and he should be eligible. I mean, I don't know how to simplify it more than that, but yeah, he should be eligible.
Shout out to Amazon. I got these little cigar tips in there too, so
You're getting fancy with it.
I don't have to burn my fingers at the tip of the last bit of the cigar.
I don't really burn my fingers. How close are you smoking it? I mean, are you smoking it?
You got alligators in there, man. But kind of going on, ESPN came out with a top 100. All right.
Okay, I didn't like it.
They had Giannis 1, Joker 2, Embiid 3, Doncic 4, Steph Curry 5, Jason Tatum 6, KD 7, Shai SGA from Oklahoma City 8. Number 9 was LeBron James. Number 10 was Anthony Davis. The first 4 are foreign players. 4 of the top 5 guys in the league are foreign players.
Go back to the first 4.
The first 4 is Giannis, Joker, Embiid, and Luka Doncic. And then they got 5 out of 10 are foreign, which is SGA, who's Canadian. But 5 out of 10 are 4. 4 out of the 5 are foreign guys.
Hold on. We talked about this last episode when it came to the Olympics and LeBron rallying all the troops and getting them to
because they said that the world's coming to the USA. They said the world's
coming to the USA. And I was concerned last episode with the USA running out of time to be completely dominant and looking into the future for these players. And to hear that the first 4 players in the top 100 of this year are from foreign countries, just adds to my point. I mean, to have 4 players, like you said, in the first 4, it does not bode well for the future of the Olympics. But we can go back to that. I'm not mad at those first 4. Now, the first 4 players are 2 of them, I believe, are of, we have to be political or whatever, but like after descent, regardless, you have Embiid playing for the USA team moving forward. But I'm not mad at that. And it says a lot about the global game. I mean, these players are coming from these places. And then you got women who we just talked about who's from France. Like, these people in these other countries they're catching up. So they're catching up to us.
Of those 10, who do you think is too high? And what would you replace?
It's hard to replace in the. Give me 5. Give me 5 through 10.
Giannis, Joker, Embiid, Doncic, Luka Doncic, Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, KD, Shai, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis.
Okay, so what stood out to me was Kyrie's not in the top 10.
What did they have to Kyrie? 34?
Kyrie was 34, which is blasphemous.
34.
If I had to take somebody out the top 10, that I would take out Doncic and replace him with Kyrie, only because I just feel like Kyrie's a better
Doncic's not top 10 though?
He's top 10, but I would bump him up, and I would move Anthony Davis out.
See, for me,
I would have to take out Anthony Davis.
For me, I would take out Shai, and I'll put Kyrie.
Shai's in there.
Hey, I'll put Kyrie on Shai.
I overlooked him when you said it. I would take out Shai as well. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
I would take out Shai.
Yeah.
But
then they had Wemby in the top 50. He ain't played a game yet, and they have Russell at 93. I get people over here down on Russell, but come on now, Russell his work.
Wemby might have a better impact than Russell Wilson.
Russell
Westbrook.
Mr. Triple Double. There's no way in the world he's 93, and there's no way in the world.
Last time he had a triple double.
It don't matter. It don't call for him to do that no more.
Wemby will have a more of an MVP style effort this year for his team than Russell Westbrook.
No. There's no way.
That is a fact.
There is no way he's number 93. There's no way that Scoot.
I'm not saying he's number 93, but
Scoot and Wemby is above Russell Westbrook. There's no way in the world that you can tell.
I agree with Wemby being above.
You can't tell me that Russell is 93. There's no way in the world, in my eyes, that you can say that
he's 93, but he's above Wemby.
He is not.
He's not above Wemby. Excuse
me.
He
is above Wemby. Until Wemby has a work of art to actually compare. He has no resume. You going off of Summer League?
I'm going off of Summer League and preseason, and their expectations.
And that discounts the career that Russell has had. Mr. MVP of the league, Mr. Triple-Double? There's no way.
Take your emotions out.
There's no way.
You're yelling a little bit. Take your emotions out.
I'm talking loud.
They're not talking about what you've done. They're talking about coming into this season. Victor Wembanyama would have more of an impact than Russell Westbrook will have on the team. I do not agree with Russell Westbrook. That's not
the case we're talking about. We're talking about the best.
We are kind of talking about.
We're talking about the best players.
Higher than him.
We're talking about the best players in the NBA. According to ESPN, Wemby is a better player without playing a game than Russell Westbrook, which is blasphemous because you can't tell me
a better player for that team.
Will be and is two different things. He is not as of right now. As of right
Leonard, Paul George, he's not about to be. He's not
as of right now.
Same impact like he did in OKC.
As of right now, he is not a better player than Russell career.
He's not a. But see, that's what I'm saying. You're adding career. They're not taking into fact his career.
You have to say career because Wemby has to play the game. Wemby has to play the game, bro. Wemby has to play the game, so you have to have career.
So this is not a list of all time. This is coming into the season. These are the ranked players.
Yes.
Wembanyama on his team of players who are young players coming into this league, he's going to have a greater impact than Russell Wilson.
That may be true in the future.
He's going to get the touch.
But as of right now,
is not going to
in the future, but as of right now, he's not a better player career-wise than Russell because this is what's going on right now. You can't discredit what he's done in the league, and he has not done anything in the league yet.
That's exactly what they're doing. They're discrediting everybody what they've done in their resume. They're only rating
preseason games and then some league games. No. Are you listening to me? You might be here, but are you listening?
Listen to me right quick.
Are you hearing?
Listen.
Are you hearing? Or are you listening? Which one are you doing?
This is what I'll say. I don't think when they made this list, they're taking into account what the player did over their career. Listen, I think they're only taking into account what you're going to do this year for your
team. They're not taking anything into account, apparently.
They're taking it.
Who made this list?
ESPN.
No, who in ESPN made this list? That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't know because there is a lot of discrepancy. I wouldn't have Kyrie at 34. They got Book at 11, which is pretty cool. But Russell Westbrook should not, without a shot of a doubt, been rated 93 in the league. That's crazy. There's a lot of players that I can name that should be. Damian Lillard ranked 14. He should be in the top 10. I can make an argument for him being in the top 10 over Anthony Davis.
Not top 10.
Over Anthony Davis?
What?
He should be in there over Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis won. He won. He's won.
He's won. What? He's won in the bubble.
He's won. He's won. Damian has not won outside of his 4-bar Friday.
But taking into account his career, which is Damian Lillard has only been superb every year he's been in Boston.
No. He's been underrated.
Anthony Davis has had
his whole career. I'll give you that. And he's not top 10.
Retired some of these years in LA. What are you talking about?
He's been retired.
He's been retired some of these. Some of these seasons he ain't played but 50 games.
He said he's gonna do 82. I don't know. But he said he's gonna 82.
You're gonna have a headache or a migraine.
A headache.
2 or 3 games.
A hangnail.
I will say this to conclude this segment of the Wemby thing. Wemby should be ranked high. Wemby's going to get so many touches this year. Greg Popovich is tailoring his whole offense, his whole career. He's the franchise here, man. He's going to get the opportunities. He's already averaging, I think, 21. We can look that up for sure, but he's already averaging all-star numbers in the preseason. That's just going to continue.
Preseason, you said it. Preseason.
These boys playing this year.
Hey,
the Milwaukee versus LA game, them boys was playing. Giannis was showing out. He was playing like how he would play. We're not talking about
Giannis. We already agreed that Giannis should be number 1. He's been playing well like that. We already talked about that. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the season is gonna fall out and see how well he actually plays.
I bet you Wemby has a better year than Russell Westbrook. He's going to get the media coverage. He's going to get all the exposure. He's going to have a better statistical year than Russell Westbrook.
All right, moving on to the WNBA. All right, this is the
fun topics.
Yeah, this is the first time that 2 former players coaching in the finals. Becky Hammon and Sandy Brondello. All right, they had their first game on Sunday. Aces wind up going up, taking care of home 2-0. They go to New York, and New York winds up winning. Last year MVP, Asia Wilson, I'm sorry. And then this year's MVP, Breanna Stewart. Aces jumped out 2-0, like I said, and wound up losing the game 3, 87-73. All right. MVP, this year's MVP, Breanna Stewart had 20 and 12. Jonquel Jones had 27 and 8. My Duke girl, Chelsea Gray for the Aces, she winds up hurting her left foot, and she wound up, leaving the game. Who's their all-star point guard? Yep. They saying that she's ruled out for the next game, so it could be a tied-up game 2-2, going back to Las Vegas. But that's the finals going on right now. It should be a good game. We're gonna see how it works. But honestly, I think it's gonna be a good.
I'm super excited about
a good series. A good series.
I'm super excited about this.
You super excited about it? All right. So we're gonna go ahead and go into a new topic. We used to call it current topics, but now we call it that is crazy.
That's
all right.
Crazy.
So we're gonna go into the first topic, which is the skit. We're gonna go into is right here.
No pun intended.
So that was Amanda Seales talking about the whole Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith situation. All right. If you don't know, Jada Pinkett is going on this tour.
She's doing I think she's doing a press run for her book.
Her book, yeah.
I think her book is titled Worthy.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I stopped listening.
She's doing a press run, and she's trying to promote it. She's trying to get sales on the book. So I think that's why she does.
Tupac cares, even if nobody else cares. But I mean, it's too much. I mean, you talking about all your business, and she's on the book tour, like you said. But she's talking about how Tupac is her soulmate, but they had no chemistry. She said that, which I don't understand the whole timeline, but she said that Tupac proposed to her
while he was incarcerated
at Rikers, even though at the time Tupac was engaged to another girl while he was in Rikers. So I'm not sure how that even goes on, whatever. And then when he get out of Rikers, he wound up breaking up with an old girl, and he winds up getting with Kadada Jones, who's Quincy Jones' girlfriend. I mean, it was her daughter, his oldest daughter, and he wound up getting engaged. But my thing is, how many times have Jada Pinkett publicly embarrassed Will Smith? I mean, I don't know what's going on when he slapped the old boy Chris Rock, talking about, I don't need nobody to take up for me.
Keep my wife's name out.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Slap. And then, she's talking about how she kept all the love letters that Tupac wrote after he's been dead for, what, 2 decades?
26, 23.
Almost 2 decades.
27 years.
It was 2 decades. I'm like, yo, what are you doing by keeping all these love letters and then saying it publicly that you and your husband on paper are separated since 2016, and the fact that the reason why Will slapped Chris was because in the past Chris asked her out,
and supposedly they weren't married.
No, they were married.
No, but supposedly
they weren't together.
They weren't together during the time of the slap, and she was confused that he even referred to her as his wife.
Yeah, I mean, you still married, so yeah, you still his wife.
You still his wife. My thing is, my takeaway, not my thing. I mean, listen, I'm not in Hollywood.
It's different in Hollywood.
Business.
It's different in Hollywood.
I'm not, and hopefully one day I will have a book that come out. But every time they are promoting something or something's getting ready to come out and they're marketing something for sale, these type of accusations come out. I want to believe and chalk these statements up as the pub to do that. There's a world where I believe that they do these types of things, and maybe Will and Jada Pinkett Smith have an agreement like, we're going to feed these things. We know people get to talking once I say these certain things.
I'm sure.
This is going to bring
more revenue.
These are going to bring people talking. We're talking about it. So it goes out, and we're going to market these things, and this is how we sell products. So I want to believe that's just what this is. Like, I know a lot of people are tired about it. We heard about the seals before we just came on. Yeah. We're tired. We are tired, but it works.
Does
it work for them? Yeah.
I mean,
I'm talking about that. I bet you heard books. I bet you
investigation
came out. All these things skyrocketed or did more than what they would have done prior to them saying things.
Yeah, I'm tuned out.
I think Jada has these things in it. You might be tuned out, but a lot of we're talking about this in the news cycle. It's been in the news cycle for a while now. They know that these certain things. She knows that she can mention Tupac's name and people care about Tupac, and she aligns herself with that, and it'll sell. We've seen Will Smith post a kind of a clip where he's on a boat and he's like, he's chilling out. And he's laying down.
I'm bothered.
And it kind of, that, I read into that. I think they leave these things out there like, yeah, you read into it and you tell me what you think.
I agree.
And I read into it like, yeah, I'm unbothered. I know that she's going to do these things, and I know she's going to talk about these things, and I'm okay with it because it's going to help my family. We're getting money. I'm bringing money in, and I don't give a damn if you say whatever you say about Tupac.
I don't know. I mean, it gives,
or whatever you say about me.
It gives Jada being toxic. I mean, she posted a video of her and Tupac dancing together, singing Will Smith. I think it was a parent don't understand. On Will Smith's birthday, on his birthday. Like, come on.
But they know we're going to talk about that because.
Why still be married?
Why you did that on my birthday?
Why still be married
on my birthday? Like,
why still be married then? Why still be married? Like, it's a partnership. It's not a marriage. It's a partnership. So if you're not even living together,
and your side of the partnership is bringing in money by doing these things.
No. I mean, I guess I hold marriage a lot different than what these Hollywood people are doing. But it's supposed to be a sacred thing. It's supposed to be between you and your wife, and the fact that she doesn't seem to give out respect to Will. And on top of that, like, does Will now, oh, we're not together, I can go ahead and start dating in public now? I can start bringing people around? I mean, you already said it, we're not together. We have not been together since 2016. So do I go ahead and start do my thing publicly now instead of behind closed doors?
I don't know about that, but that does bring me to question, why? Why do you think she does these things? And I've already kind of gave my answer to that, which is selling, whatever we're selling and promote whatever we're doing. But if that's not the case, why do you think she does these things? I mean, is it something that she has?
She got her red table talk taken off of Facebook, so she tried to bring something else going on. Hopefully, get a new deal. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, after all these years,
how serious can you take these things?
After all these years, I'm like, Tupac ain't really dead. He's just hiding from Jada.
I was gonna say he dodged a bullet,
but the thing is, like, everybody was going hard against August Alsina during this whole time, and I'm like, yo, why did a lot of people go hard against August Alsina when the fact
it was like a bro code type of thing? Like you get whatever you're getting from her, which we kind of assumed that's what it was, and they mentioned that that's what it was. But why do you now say that that's what's happening? Like you messing up, what you did?
I guess. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. But kind of going to another topic with that's crazy.
That's crazy.
We saw in the news that Shaquille O'Neal, Hall of Fame Shaquille O'Neal,
round of applause,
and Hall of Fame. He said, "What again? Round of
applause for this.
Round of applause.
This is
right. We have
Shaquille O'Neal and Allen Iverson, president Vice President of Reebok.
Right.
It's only fitting. Round of applause again. Hit it one more time, man. That's dope.
Hit it one more time.
That's dope, bro.
You gotta let me know beforehand. You can't be doing it off key like that.
That's dope. Reebok, we up.
But Reebok had signed them to be the vice president, Shaq, and vice president Allen Iverson. Who Shaq already is a owner of Reebok, second largest holder of Reebok. He came out with the hypnosis. I got a pair upstairs.
Oh yeah.
And then AI had the questions. The questions.
The answers too. Though.
Yep. So he had that as well. But both players will oversee categories of the cultivating of partnerships and drive player recruitment. Iverson is going to be more so grassroots and community initiatives. But Reebok, who used to be owned by Adidas, was sold in 2022 for $2.46 billion to a group called Authentic Brand Group. And then today, they signed Black Barbie, Angel Reese, LSU, who was also LSU ties with Shaquille O'Neal. Right. All right. They signed her to the deal. So it's going to be crazy to see how that works because I believe LSU is a nugget school. So I'm not sure how that works with them and how that whole contract works because, she still got to wear
the NIL type of stuff and like players being on.
Maybe off court, she just wears all Reebok. Yeah, all Reebok off the court. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works. But I mean,
I love it, man.
Pretty dope.
I love it because listen. I'll be honest. I was born, in the '90s or whatever. But my first introduction to Reebok was the Allen Iverson. I think it was the questions. The more proper answers to the questions.
I can only name two of those shoes. It was the hypnosis, Shaq, and then you got Allen Iverson's questions and answers.
But I see people still wearing those Allen Iverson shoes to this day. But if you don't know like a little bit of their history, like Shaq and Iverson had that, that historic bout in the 2001 NBA Finals and all that.
Yep.
Iverson hit Tyronn Lue with the crossover, stepped over, and I believe in some of those Reebok shoes. And Allen Iverson signed it with them, and Shaq signed it with them. It's only fitting. Like Shaq being the businessman that he is.
No, I agree. I think for Reebok, I think that's a good thing for them to do that because honestly, I don't know anything else about Reebok outside of those two.
Outside of those two, for sure.
Yeah.
And another fun fact: Allen Iverson, he did sign a lifetime deal where Reebok's going to pay him about $32 million at the age of 55. So
crazy.
On top of that, and naming him vice president is crazy. What I do like about this is that they did sign Angel Reese today. Like that's crazy. Like she's already who she is. Coming off that series last year.
And we already talked about her battle with Caitlin Clark and everything.
Going into next season, like there's a lot of things surrounding players capitalizing on different deals. Right. Former players becoming part of these big brands they were once signed to. It's just good energy. My question for you though is,
what's up?
How familiar are you with? Because I'm not familiar with a lot of WNBA players. And I could be so wrong on this, but like I'm not familiar with big name WNBA players signing shoe deals like this. And like
not at all. I think the maximum player in WNBA will be getting like $230,000
for a deal or
contract to play okay, contract right. That's the maximum player. But then they go overseas, and somebody like Angel Reese can get like 1.5 overseas playing over there.
1.5 million.
Yeah, 1.5 million. And obviously, yes, it's a longer season. They go from October to May, sometimes June, depending on their league overseas. But they get paid a lot more over there. So the thing is, they are getting money now to stay in college. Kind of like backtrack a little bit. And that's one of the reasons why Caleb Williams from USC. He's like, why go to the NFL to a bad situation when I can get more in the NIL deals to stay in sunny California and play another year at USC.
Right.
Right.
Who? That's their first sign. Angel Reese is their first sign, and listen, that's just right on brand. Like getting the name out there with Angel Reese. I'm excited to see any NBA players that can probably get signed on, or college basketball players that can get signed on.
Yeah.
That's huge. I wonder what the deal is worth. We'll look into that. That's huge, man. I love to see that, bro. Like,
I don't think they actually said the actual amount that she'll get. But I'm sure it's going to be something more than anybody else in the college women's basketball that's getting. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, she already.
You think she lives up to the hype this year? They should have.
I hope so.
They won that last year.
I hope so. I mean, she got to take online classes because she can't walk around campus anymore.
Right.
Like, she's a superstar like that. Like, she can't walk around campus anymore. That's crazy. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
I like to see it for women's basketball. I mean, for a sport that's kind of lackluster right now, that's kind of good to see.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm looking forward to Caitlin Clark, Paige by Bikers, I say her name, from UConn, and then this girl, Beckers, and this girl from Black Barbie from LSU as well, Angel Reese. But
that's crazy though. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Going on to our next one for Yo That's Crazy segment. The Olympics have approved flag football and cricket. I don't know nothing about cricket, but flag football.
I'm signing up for flag football. I mean, flag football is a sport that anybody can really play. It's a sport that you play in your backyard, at your local field or whatever in your neighborhood.
I don't know. My backyard. We play touch. We play actual tackle in my backyard.
Okay, bro, you got the kids in the neighborhood and actually just want to come over. You have enough room in your backyard because you grew up in like a small backyard.
You go to the street. Go to the street.
That's what I'm saying. On the concrete, we playing flag football.
We tackle on the concrete. We tackle on the concrete and get some mailboxes and everything. It was real.
That's why you got that.
Hey. But no, I mean,
I like it though. It's almost like bringing like a regular person sport to the world stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I like it. I mean, I wonder what type of players that they would get involved with it. I hope not.
Well, I mean, they have leagues already, but the thing is,
they do have leagues.
Yeah, but then they're gonna have their first in LA when it's held in LA. I can't remember if it's 28, but they're gonna have their first. Sighting in LA when they host it in LA for the Olympics. So it's going to be interesting to see. Shoot, I might go ahead and get my little workout on and stretch out my Achilles and everything, try to see if I can fit into one of those things. Tight end. Yeah, tight end.
You know where, run nowhere.
Hey, call me
Sheldon Kelsey right out of your pocket. You ain't gonna get no yard.
Sheldon Kelsey.
That's a sport where you gotta have run out the catch.
No.
You gotta be nice and elusive with it.
I got at least 3 feet of my arm width right here, so I can go ahead and push people off. 3 feet right there.
That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. I didn't realize how slow you went out there. I don't play quarterback.
You play quarterback?
I'll be a quarterback.
I don't know.
I'm not that mobile. I'm kind of old. But that's dope. Shout out to the Olympics for doing that. Yeah. I think that's big. Yo, that's crazy though.
Yeah. But it kind of wraps up what we're going to talk about this episode. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. There's going to be more episodes to come. We're going to try to at least do once a week. Hopefully y'all go ahead and continue to listen. So go ahead and subscribe and make sure that everything is good. Send us questions. We're going to post our Twitter account as well, so you can actually get questions.
That sounds all good and all, but are you going to post your birthday fits and all that to the Twitter account? Let the fans see how you did it this weekend.
Hey.
I think you got to do that, bro. You doing 2 outfit changes again for your birthday, man. You got to post to the Twitter and let the fans know how you did it, bro.
I'm a low-key runway model this weekend, all right?
Hey, low-key runway model?
I'm going to tell you right now, my fits are fire.
So can we get that this weekend? Yeah. I think I'm gonna post my fit to the chat. If I can get my suit altered, I need dogs. I'll get it real big. But we'll stay tuned for that, man. We're gonna post our pictures of Shell's 40th birthday party this weekend. Nothing too much, but just enough to let you guys see what we was working with. Yep. But happy birthday again, man. This is a good episode. Like I said, we got a lot more to come. Y'all keep rocking with us, man. Shout out to y'all out there, man. Keep listening, keep watching.
All right. All right, that's a wrap.
I like that one.
Yeah.
All right. I like that one. Build off the last one.